Анна, почему ты решила учить именно русский язык?
Я решила изучать русский, потому что я люблю славянские языки. И я уже говорю по-хорватски. И история России и русская культура привлекают меня к России.
А где ты будешь учиться в следующем году, когда ты в России?
В Ростове-на-Дону и Санкт-Петербургу.
Почему ты выбрала эти города?
Потому что Санкт-Петербург, потому что мне нравится этот город. И Ростов-на-Дону, потому что он на юге.
Скажи, пожалуйста, а ты хотела бы жить в России после университета, иметь там семью, работу?
Я еще не знаю, но я для начала с нетерпением жду своего года за границей.
Хорошо. Скажи, пожалуйста, любишь ли ты русскую литературу, и если да, каких поэтов ты знаешь?
Да, я люблю русскую литературу, и я знаю Пушкина, Пастернака, Есенина и Мандельштама. И я в прошлом году изучала ее в университете.
Хорошо, скажи, пожалуйста, а что для тебя предпочтительнее, читать книгу или смотреть фильм?
Для меня предпочтительно посмотреть фильм, но я думаю, что иногда фильм не так хороший, как книга.
Хорошо, спасибо. Вопрос по-русски, ты туда смотришь, а можешь отвечать по-английски. Да? Так, готово? Уже снимаешь? Will, почему ты решил учить именно русский язык?
Well, I didn't actually choose to do Russian. I failed to get into my university choice, so I went through something called clearing, which is basically when you look at all the other places left, at all the other universities, and you get into there.
И что ты теперь думаешь про русский язык?
Yes, it's all right. Fairly difficult, underachieving as usual, getting mediocre marks.
Ну хорошо. А куда ты поедешь в следующем году в России? Что ты выбрал?
I'm going to St. Petersburg and Moscow.
Почему именно туда?
Well, my sister wants to come and visit. They're the two larger cities, so I thought it would be easier for her to get to there. And it's also probably where they have vegetarian restaurants somewhere. She's a vegetarian.
Она, я думала ты. Хорошо. Хотел бы ты жить в России?
No. It's too cold. I'm from the Caribbean. There's a difference of 60 degrees in the winter. Or anything. England is too cold. I'd much rather go back to Jamaica. Thank you very much.
Хорошо. Скажи, пожалуйста, Will, ты часто смотришь телевизор?
Oh, I don't have television. I have Netflix. I watched the Boondocks. It's quite a racist cartoon, full of stereotypes, especially of white middle class suburban people in America. And Game of Thrones.
Хорошо. А ты книги читаешь?
Only for studying. I don't really read. I prefer to watch a film. Lasts a lot less long, shorter. And not all books are well written. So, for example, Twilight That took me forever to read, but it only took an hour and a half to watch. And The Great Gatsby as well. That was boring. I didn't get past the first chapter, but I watched the whole film.
Молодец. Расскажи, пожалуйста, про экзамены в университете. Как часто экзамены, какие экзамены?
I think I've 3 history ones. I'll be able to wing them, it's alright. Be fairly difficult. The Russian one will probably, there's a good chance I'll fail that one. I got 40.1% last year, so if we're going for consistency, then yeah.
Хорошо, спасибо.
That's right.
Поппи, ты любишь читать?
No, not really. I'm a very slow reader and I have that very short concentration span. So I lose concentration straight away. I forget what I've already read. I'm actually struggling to speak in English. I feel like I'm going wrong.
Хорошо. А русскую литературу ты знаешь?
I did a module that involved a lot of Russian literature. It was interesting because it was about dissidents and people that like Pushkin, exiled. And that was interesting. But we had to analyse it and quote in Russian, which made it less enjoyable.
Хорошо. Скажи, пожалуйста, какие у тебя планы на следующий академический год? Куда ты поедешь?
First, I'm going to St. Petersburg to go to the language school in St. Petersburg State University. And then I also study French, so I'm going to one of the Grandes Écoles to work in their language school, working in their business and working to teach the English teachers English.
Ты будешь учить учителей?
Not solely me, but as a help, definitely not solely me.
Хорошо. Скажи, пожалуйста, а почему ты выбрала русский язык в университете?
I'm trying to think actually what I thought when I chose it. Firstly, because my mum is Russian and my grandparents are Russian, I wanted to learn it to speak to my grandparents, even though now I still don't like speaking to them on the phone because they're like, speak, and I don't know what to say. And then also because I studied French for so long that I was like, I don't want to just do one language. And I didn't actually really like French that much, but I wanted to study languages. So Russian was the natural second.
Хорошо. Расскажи, пожалуйста, про экзамены в университете.
So the structure is that the exams start in January, so you have 1 month break to revise, and you come back, you have January exams. You also have coursework, which can be due at any stage, really, I think. And then you'll have your university semester, and then you go on another break and come back, and then you'll have more exams. In the Christmas exam period, I only had 2, and now I have 6 timetabled, but then like 9 or 11 or something like that for the summer period.
Ну хорошо, расскажи нам на примере русского языка, какие у тебя экзамены будут в конце этого года.
I thought they wanted to know like
Да, нормально.
How's the Russian exam?
Ну, например, возьми русский язык как пример. То есть у тебя будет
with Russian.
экзамен, где ты будешь слушать.
Oh,
да, экзамен.
So we've had a listening exam. We have another listening exam tomorrow. We have an oral exam.
Как будет проходить экзамен? Расскажи студентам, из Москвы. Как проходит устный экзамен?
Like what we do in the listening.
Устный, когда ты будешь говорить.
I don't know what we do in the speaking exam. I don't remember.
Ну хорошо.
Oh no, you do a presentation and then you speak for 8 minutes with questions from the teacher. That's how we do. I feel like they're in there, like watching me.
Так, хорошо. Ты хотела бы жить в России?
No. For a short while, like a few years, I would like to live there. And I think for speaking English, for like languagey things, the things that you can do in England are you will be paid better in Russia. Like my mum's friend's daughter is going to teach French in like to someone's children in like a posh place in Moscow. She's being paid so much money. So if I wanted to go teach English in France or something like that, you get much less money. So in terms of career, maybe being a vegan of 2 weeks now, that's an absolute no from Russia. And I think I haven't been there massively recently, but it seems tough. And my mum says that you don't smile at people in the streets because they think you have a mental illness and things like that. And it's like, oh, have to be like controlled in Russia.
Ну хорошо. Расскажи нам, что ты смотришь по телевизору и смотришь ли ты вообще телевизор?
Yeah, I do watch telly. I watched tonight, Monday, is Made in Chelsea. It's all of my house. We have like a living room with a telly, but we don't have a TV license. But we're going to watch Made in Chelsea together tonight anyway. And then I watch does Netflix come as telly? Watch Netflix very often. Watch a program called Frankie and Grace. It's very heartwarming and nice before I go to bed. I watch Rick and Morty. I bet that's popular in Russia. Is anything else? Oh, program called First Dates. If you can access, you can't access Channel 4 in some countries. Maybe you can find it on YouTube. If you can find First Dates on YouTube, then watch that, because that's good. Oh,
Jeremy Kyle.
I didn't watch Jeremy Kyle. Jeremy Kyle also, which you may have seen in the presentation. This is going to the same Russian people, but if you saw in my presentation, there's a program by a presenter called Jeremy Kyle that's just about English chavs. And what's the one where they're disabled?
Хороший вопрос. Кто такие чавы?
Chavs are, actually, it's quite interesting and relatable to me. The word chav is etymology, so it's an abbreviation of Cheltenham Average. So there's a posh school in Cheltenham. Do they know what posh is? An upper Bugatti school in Cheltenham. And like the normal people that lived in Cheltenham, they called them Cheltenham Averages, and so you put it together and it's chav. But it's just someone that's generally from a lower socioeconomic background.
Хорошо. Большое спасибо.
Jagger, do you believe everything that politicians tell you?
No, I think politicians are the same wherever you are. They rarely tell the truth, well, to an extent. And, for example, in the recent Brexit campaign, there were a lot of lies or twisting the truth. But overall, I think that, the politicians here don't lie to the extent where you can't tell they're lying. It's not terrible. Oh, and we have some questions we'd like to ask you. So firstly, do you want to stay living in Russia in the future, or would you like to live in a different country? What do you think of Putin?
Did you give that expression to that? It's a legitimate question.
What are the stereotypes of English people in Russia? And what films have come out recently in Russia, and which would you recommend? And for those of us who are coming to Moscow next year, we'd like to know what are the best bars, restaurants and clubs in the city, and also what are the best things to see in the daytime.